it's Rob from the Brush and Boltgun. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to paint a Novamarines Chapter Badge. If you'd like to support me, my Ko-fi and Patreon pages are linked below. Now on to the video. Okay, so you can see the Chapter Badge on the left pauldron there. It's a great little badge. You only actually need one colour and the background colours that you've used to paint the blue. Other than that is just whichever white you are using. So it's a very, very simple one to do. Naturally, the first colour that we're going to use is Vallejo White, but whichever white you tend to use is fine. And I'm going to start by drawing a circle. Now I find it quite difficult to paint on a circle other than the bottom left-hand quarter. So I'm rotating the miniature so that I can paint the bottom left-hand quarter for each quarter of the circle and get that as round as I possibly can. Now if you're able to do the circle completely round, that's fine, you can do that, but I will try and draw the bottom left hand corner each time. And here I'm just using a little bit of the background colour, which is the Fang from Citadel. I've just used that to smooth the inside of it down, and now I'm just straightening out the outside of the circle, slightly off camera. But for this first part I am just painting on the circle, and then we're going to start painting on the skull as well. Again, slightly off camera here. So for the skull, I find it easiest to draw a small oval, almost horizontal for the top part, then two little bits jutting out on either side, and then a little bit jutting out at the bottom for the teeth. You can see that shape on the one as it's shown here when the miniature moves down slightly. Apologies for that. I'll link up how to freehand skulls in this section so that you can see how I do that usually. But going on the white here, this is how I do it with the first layer too. You paint that oval on the top for the top of the skull, then you do the cheekbones and then the sticky out bits at the bottom for the teeth. Here I'm just touching up the inside of the circle and the outside of the circle with a little bit of the Fang and Macragge blue. So here we are using the Macragge blue once again. We are going to paint on the eyes. So you want two almost triangles for the eyes, a small inverted V for the nose. Just carefully paint on those. You want the triangle with kind of the thinnest point pointing towards the top of the nose there. Now I'm going to use a little bit of Vallejo White and start working on the spikes here. So I find it easier if you're dragging the brush away from the centre so you get the sharpest point where it needs to be, like so. And we're going to do the top, the sides and the bottom spikes first, and then work on the two that go between each of them. Because once you've got these four spikes in place, it's a lot easier to put in the spikes between, because you know where they'll be going. Just rotating and checking on the miniature there where the spike on the opposite side was to make sure that I get this one in the right place, because you want them opposite each other on the circle. There you go, a nice out of shot bit there. And we're just going to do a little bit there because that bottom of that point is obscured behind the golden skull. So you've got what looks like a crosshairs now with the skull in the middle. And we are just going to do two tiny spikes in between each of the larger spikes. So I'm just almost doing like a little V shape here with a really thin brush. Whereas the larger spikes, I dragged the brush along so that I got a long thin straight line and then did the sloping angles towards the top. On these ones I'm just doing like a little V shape because they're small enough that when you've done that it's pretty much filled in anyway. I'm getting a little bit of Macragge blue here and just touching up those spikes, having a look to see if any of them need to be tweaked or touched up at all, or anywhere on the circle needs to be smoothed off. like so. You can just touch that up until you're happy with how it's looking. So this is the finished miniature with the finished chapter badge. Really pleased with how the chapter badge turned out. It's a very quick and easy method of doing it. It looks great on the shoulders of your miniatures. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Also, think about subscribing to our other social media, link below. Thanks very much. If you like the channel and you enjoy the content and you'd like to support me, my Coffee and Patreon pages are linked below. Thanks very much.